We all know the Osmo Pocket 3 is an amazing vlog camera. But what if it could be so much more? What if we let go of what is and seek out what could be? That intro you just watched contains 3 different shots from the Osmo Pocket 3, each using a different technique. In this video, we'll explore how I achieved them. This first kind of shot isn't anything new, but I thought the lightweight nature of the Osmo Pocket 3 would make it a great candidate for a Snorricam type of shot. In this kind of shot, the camera moves as the character moves, keeping the subject in center frame. Here's what this shot looks like from a different angle. Now, let's go over how I created this rig. First, we'll need a small cheese plate and any type of strap with a buckle. Next, something called a friction arm or a magic arm, which will screw into the cheese plate. Let's place this to the side for a bit while we prepare the next part. This is a GoPro chest harness that we're going to repurpose for our Osmo Pocket 3. I've also used a second strap here, the same kind that I used with the cheese plate. You'll see me buckle it in later. Next, we're going to put an adapter on our Pocket 3's battery handle. This battery handle will be very important because we'll be using the 1/4-inch screw hole in a bit. Now we can attach the battery handle to the chest harness, with the 1/4-inch screw hole facing upwards. Now we can put on both of these assemblies, with the cheese plate assembly going over the chest harness. One last component is any kind of pole with a 1/4-inch screw on one end and a way to attach your Pocket 3 on the other. Attach the pole to the battery handle on the chest harness. And then secure the pole with the friction arm. You should now be able to move, and the completed assembly should stay relatively still. And finally, you can attach your Pocket 3 to the end of the pole. In a dolly zoom shot, the subject seems to stay at a constant size, while the background seems to change in relative size. In this implementation of the shot, you also see some distortion around the edges of the frame as time moves on. Here's what we'll be building out. To achieve this shot, we'll need to use a motorized slider, and we'll be attaching a couple parts onto it. To use those attachments, we'll need a super clamp at the end of the slider. We're also bringing back the friction arm. Finally, we're using something called a diopter. Traditionally, this is used to decrease the minimum focus distance of a lens. While this isn't the main reason I'm using a diopter, it does give us the benefit of being able to focus much closer to the camera, which results in a much blurrier background and better subject separation. The real star of the show is the backwards movement of the camera from behind the diopter. The final result is zoomed in post to hide the edges of the diopter, but here's what it looks like without the adjustment. Unfortunately, the Pocket 3 doesn't have programmable movement like DJI's full-sized gimbals. With that in mind, I hacked together a way to approximate programmable movement. To build this out, we're going to bring back a couple of familiar pieces, like this super clamp. We're also bringing back the friction arm. Something new that we're bringing in is a switch bot. These little bots are typically used to press things like light switches or buttons on household appliances. You can see here that I've tied a Velcro cable organizer to the arm of the bot. At the very end, I've wrapped the Velcro around a nylon loop that comes with the bot. Then we secure the bot using the friction arm. We can then wrap the nylon loop around the joystick of the Pocket 3. Using the SwitchBot app, you can activate the arm of the bot to pull on the joystick of the Pocket 3. To customize your pan, you'll have two properties you can change. The first being how long the bot is activated. In the app, you can configure how many seconds long the activation lasts. The second property you can change is how fast the Pocket 3 pans the camera. And that'll do it. These are all pretty experimental, but I had fun making them, and I hope you had fun watching me talk about them. I'm kind of curious too. Do you have your own filmmaking hacks? Let me know in the comments below.